Good morning, good Monday morning. So here's a picture of the right neck and shoulder, okay, from the front. Here is your clavicle. Here is the pec major muscle right here, attaching on this first half of the clavicle, the more medial half of the clavicle. Here's your trapezius muscle, how it comes around as a hood and actually does attach on this clavicle. Okay, here is the subclavian artery right here. Got that? This actually is the subclavian vein. So this is taking blood away from the heart. This is bringing blood back to the heart. So the other important thing, so we want to look today at the clavicle and look at these nerves here. This is the brachial plexus. Notice how both the artery and the nerves, they have a tendency to travel together. Artery, nerves, and veins have a tendency to travel together. That's a little something, something. So anyway, so notice that the artery comes under and that the brachial plexus, which actually innervates down the arm, okay? So those go down the arm. One of the things that can happen, so one of many things that can happen with impingement on these things is if you actually, they do not put this into their thinking caps. When someone has a car accident, that seat belt goes across the clavicle. On this side, you'd be a passenger with a seat belt like this. When the seat belt actually tightens, it actually locks down the clavicle. The other thing that's important to note about the clavicle is what's called one of the pairs, because there's two clavicles, of key bones. A key bone is an organizing bone. So what happens is your clavicle is organizing the neck muscles with the shoulder girdle muscles. So it's an organizing bone. So once again, if my clavicle locks because I've been in a car accident, because the seatbelt locked, then what happens is that you're not getting the right functional organization between the shoulder girdle and the neck. And the other thing that can happen is tightening and impingement happening on this artery and this brachial plexus. So it's super important that when you're working your way through a whiplash or a car accident, that also the person takes into account what's going on with your collarbone or your clavicle and frees that. So I hope that's a good little tidbit for both people who have been in car accidents and therapists who are working with people who've had them, is that one thing you want to do is check that clavicle. Hey, have a great day. Look forward to talking to you again.